So the first thing I want to talk about is the casting of Wanda. It's very unique to have a character like this be a central character.
Yeah.
Now, how did you decide that when you're writing the script, and how did her casting come about?
Again, writing the screenplay was just, you just go with it. And, originally it wasn't meant for her character to be sort of such a central character. It was more like Rick's character. And as I kept writing, it just kept building, and I just went with it. In terms of Wanda playing the role, and you just knew that when she walked into the room. You just knew it.
Now, how did you approach the script? I mean, what kind of research did you do into this sort of lifestyle?
First of all, when I read the script, I didn't read it superficially, topically, or labeled whatever I thought I was reading. I understood that the intent of the story was kind of a textured look at generations, past generations' decisions affecting present ones. And to me, there was a universality to that. In looking at stains of anyone's histories and how you kind of try to legitimize each future generation. How I prepared for it was that I went and I wanted to live in the psychology of someone who was in survival mode all the time. So I really learned my firearms and talked to law enforcement as to what it's like to kind of be vigilant all the time. And so did that and went to rehearsals and scored my character and her emotional journey. And when I got the role, I told Frank, I know my job is to ground this character in some sort of reality so the audience will be willing to take the ride.
Did you ever get to go on any police rides?
Oh, not for this particular movie, but I've done police rides before.
Okay, now when you were writing the script, what kind of research did you do? I mean, did you go out and meet people that were kind of in the drug trade? Did you ever do any investigative reporting?
Well, I grew up in the South Bronx in the 80s, man. It's not, whatever. I mean, it's the same thing with Empire, the film before this one. I know the world. I know it well, but in terms of the research, if I did any research, it was doing the research about the single mom aspect of the film. I wasn't a single mom raised man. I have a lot of friends that were raised by single moms, and I worked on that, really. I investigated that.
Now, can you tell me what Keith Brian Burns sort of brings to the project?
Oh, Keith was he's amazing. John calls him his secret weapon, he's worked on John's films before. I think he did a fabulous job on this film. Amazing, actually.
Now, how was the shoot in Puerto Rico? I mean, what kind of problems did you experience down there, or was it just a great shoot?
You go in there expecting, there might be some problems. You're not working in L.A., you're not working in New York, but that's a well-oiled group out there. I mean, it was just phenomenal working with them.
What I loved about, and maybe you felt this in the film if you watched it, and what I enjoyed is not only in our shooting, there was a seamless transition between New York to Puerto Rico for us because the crews were comparable. Yeah. Just as professional, and also in the film, in the storytelling, you see kind of an easy transition from New York to Puerto Rico in terms of pop culture. It doesn't shift all that much. Bilingualism, it doesn't get in the way of the film, so it felt seamless,